Hello everyone, my name is Bob Mitch and welcome back to some more Star Citizen. So I am at Everest Harbour, just above Hurston, and I figured I would use this video to show off the Invictus fleet a bit more and show off the Idris and the Javelin, as well as relay the information that I have regarding the fleet, because I've been hunting them for quite a while now to get some pretty B-roll shots and things. They tend to move around a lot, they don't stay in one area for very long, but I figured it would be nice to kind of show this event from start to finish and give you a better look at what's going on with these things. So, as I said, I'm at Everest Harbour above Hurston. The video I did before was at Bajini Point. It wasn't at Everest Harbour. I still need to change the title of that video. But yeah, information that these guys move around a lot. So, if I go onto my star map, you can see that it says there at Hurston. So if it's not clear, the Invictus launch fleet has a marker, kind of like a quantum beacon, just to show off where they are within the system. It says Hurston, they aren't here yet. They take about sort of 5 to 10 minutes to jump in when the beacon appears at a specific area. If the beacon disappears and hasn't shown up on the star map, that means they're moving from one location to the next. So the fleet arrives, they take about 8 minutes or so to dock. No, about 8 to 10 minutes. They stay for half an hour and then they move on. The Idrises, I don't know the plural for Idrises, they dock first, they come in and fly in first, and then the Javelin docks second. The Javelin doesn't stay static, but it moves at a slower pace, much slower, like 15 meters a second, and then it docks and it gets the shiny fireworks display that you've seen in my other video. The Idrises just come in and dock on their own. However, the Javelin gets escorted by 2 squadrons of F8s. These are the red 999 F8 Lightning fighters that people have been hijacking. I've tried to get one myself, but it's kind of hard to do on your own. And they are also escorted by some F7A Hornets. So, I'm just going to linger around for a few minutes and I'll show you the whole procession from start to finish, and then we will have a look at the ships themselves. Here they come. I've just seen the Idris jump in. Idris, the Javelin even, we'll go over and we'll take a look. So you can see the Javelin there in the middle, flanked by loads and loads of different ships. See, I've turned the music up as well because Pedro's done a lovely little military music cue for them all. Now you can fly right up to these guys, you can even bump them if you're feeling brave. However, if you do get a crime stat, all of these ships have no compunctions about blowing you away immediately, and they are armed with some of the biggest weapons in the game, so fair warning to everybody. So there's an Idris, you can see some of the different ships flying in. Here's some of the F8s. I'll mix in some of the other footage that I've had from flying around these things, just to show you the different fighters and things that are around the area. So if I let my ship come to a complete stop here, you can see that the Javelin is moving pretty slowly, but the Idrises are accelerating away. They will dock on the 2 furthest booms from our perspective here, so the ones on the left and the right, and then the Idris will dock the one that it's flying straight towards. So I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to let you enjoy the procession with all the fireworks. Okay, I somewhat haphazardly parked my carrack amongst all the fireworks, a bit like Iron Man. I'm going to jump out. We'll go down and have a look at these things. So I want to try and give you a sense of the scale of the Javelin. It's a hard thing to do because doing it from a distance is always kind of hard to show you things in Star Citizen. Much like the sort of the emphasis of scale videos that I've done in the past, where I travelled across the ice lake to Microtech. Spaceships are kind of harder to quantify. Distance is easy because a planet is a planet, but spaceships are huge in this game, and you don't notice it until you are right next to them. Like if I was in my 890 jump, or indeed my carrack, as I am over there, the carrack now looks tiny compared to this thing. And to give you an idea, I'm just going to go and sit next to these guns that are on top, just to give you some kind of idea of the size of this thing. I don't even know what size weapons these are. Like I'm not one of the military experts for Star Citizen, but I can imagine it's just colossal. Yeah, so there you go. Whatever size projectile this thing fires, the projectile is as large as my head with my helmet, so it is bigger than my head. I could shove my head down that barrel like some kind of slapstick character. So the rest of it, however, CIG have been very sneaky. I imagine there is people who have managed to glitch their way in. There's someone else checking this thing out there, but you can see that they've blacked out the windows so that you can't gaze into the bridge, the multi-level Javelin bridge. But hopefully me being next to this thing should give you some idea of the sheer size of this thing. More stupidly large guns. Oh, is it all these crew? It's the gunner crew that seem to be sort of hovering above in a weird bugged out pose. It's bugged out, guys. Who'd have thought? You see the size of the engine pods on this thing. There's a funny meme on Reddit saying the Javelin looks like it had many HDMI ports, so therefore it must be an incredible GPU. I'll go to the front. There's a good example. This is a manned turret, so a person sits in this, controls these stupidly large weapons, and you just see the sheer distance you would have to travel to get to the rear of the ship. I do believe this thing has like little like transport shuttles in it because it's that big. UEE-001. Don't know if this thing has a name. If it does, it has certainly hadn't seen it on the side of it yet. And these things, I don't know what these things are. I don't know if they're reverse thrusters or what, but when I've been looking at doing a 3D print of this thing, there's these two giant circles on the front, and I'm not 100% sure what they're for. And we've got the cool old little greeble detail on the front here. I would reckon that this thing isn't finished yet by any stretch of the imagination. The interior certainly, but they wanted to give us some eye candy. So I'm just going to zip along the entire length of this thing to give you some idea. In fact, I'm going to hold shift so I'm doing it quicker, just to show you how long this thing is. I'm gunning alongside this thing, and oh, bye bye person. You see how huge this thing is. It's ridiculous, but it's very cool. If anything, despite the fact of and all the grief that Squadron 42 has gotten, it is making me look forward to playing the single player campaign for Squadron 42 when we do finally get it in some capacity. This thing looks like it moves. These look like rails. Do they look like rails to anyone else? I wonder if this thing can go back and forth on those. Try and find a hangar bay. I know the Javelin has them. And see what I think are escape pods on the top there. I would assume those things are hangar bays there, the numbered doors that I've already flown past. Have a quick look at the underside. More thrusters. More big guns. More giant guns. So, yeah, hopefully that just gives you some sense of scale of this thing. It's really hard to quantify. One of the videos that I was showing earlier on where it was docking, I was actually stood on one of these booms here, like these docking booms, just to try and show you guys flying in. Right, let's go and have a look at one of the Idrises, and if we get time before all of these fly away again, we'll have a look at the F8s and the Hornets that are plonked on the landing pad. As the Javelin flies in, the F8s and the F7As all come and dock, and they land on the pads. You can actually get to these pads from inside the stations. So if you go inside the stations now, so the relevant station, like this is Everest Harbour, Brigini Point, and Tressler Station, you can use the lifts. So if you look at the lift menu, you'll see there's some new entries, and I think it's like security 1, 2 and 3, and it will bring you down to these pads where all these F8s and F7s are docked. So I would imagine, now that they've finally been designed and implemented, that these bigger docking ports for ships that are, you know, not supposed to land on planets are here to stay. In any case, this is the Idris. Not sure which model of Idris it is. I imagine it's the M, because it's got the giant railgun on the front. Whilst still smaller than the Javelin, you can see that this thing is still colossal, and it's still got this ridiculous weapon on the front. So this anti-capital ship weapon that's designed to just blow things away. These are the hangar doors that have been popularised. We can't get inside this thing, or at least I can't. I've tried. I imagine it's the same as the F8s and things. People have managed to glitch inside. But once again, I know that people are excited for this thing. What is this down here? No, just like some kind of extra lift piece. And once more, the bridge has been blacked out, so we can't see inside and we can't see what's going on. Kind of spoils it really, but I imagine it would just make people try and glitch inside. I would imagine that the bridge isn't even there. Like, I imagine it's just an empty space, and this is just crewed out so that it looks good flying in. This again would still dwarf my 890, and the 890 is not a little ship by any stretch of the imagination. It'll be a case of these things will feel more sort of TARDIS-y and, you know, bigger on the inside once we can actually walk around inside them. So when players get them in the playable universe, that we will be able to go and see just how big these things are. So I'll fly back over to the Javelin dock. I can see there's a constellation down there flying around and having a look. Someone's in a Cutlass over there. Not sure which Cutlass it is. It's hard to tell now because there's so many of them. The Cutlass Blue has been implemented. I haven't done a video on it. I suppose I should get around to that really at some point. But the Cutlass line just feels a bit meh for me now. They're all kind of niche. So the Cutlass Black is the one I did a long time ago, and that is kind of the bread and butter of them all, and then the rest of them are very specialised. So there's the police security vehicle, which is the Cutlass Blue, and then there's the medical one that I've done a video on, which is the red one, which is basically used as a respawn point for all missions now. So let's go and have a look at these shiny things. We can't steal them from the pads before anyone starts egging me on, because there are pilots inside the seats, as you will see in a moment. I'm starting to get affected by the gravity. I suppose I should get a bit closer. Stop bugging out and let me get on the pad. There we go. As you can see, even these things are still a little bit broken. Okie dokie. So, F8. Not sure if it's an A or a C, but it's definitely a very pretty F8 Lightning. You see that these things have crew inside. If you go up to them, you can open the canopy, but that's all you can do. People have managed to steal these things by luring them out with crime stats, letting them blow up the ship they were chasing, and then assassinating the pilot inside and stealing them. So there have been ways to get them. I have not taken part in it. Morphologist has got a great video on the F8 because his community managed to steal one for him, which was quite funny. But I do love the colour scheme on these. One thing I love about military vehicles is when they do colour schemes that aren't military colour schemes. So For instance, the 999 Squadron is basically the Red Arrows or the Blue Angels of the Star Citizen universe. They are a military display team. So I was hoping I was going to get some sunlight on one of them then, but the station's rings have rotated around and gone nope. But as you can see, these are very, very, very red. I have just been printing some F8 Lightnings because I found a decent model of one. I may have to paint one and do it in this colour scheme. Oh, they're all taking off now because the Idris is leaving. And the Javelin are leaving. Oh, now would you look at that? That giant cannon's rotating around. I wonder if it's spotted somebody with a crime stat. That would be hilarious. That is definitely tracking something. That would be a cool end to this video, seeing as I missed my chance to look at the F7 there. I'm not quite sure what that is. It looks like it. It looks like they've seen something they aren't fond of and they're trying to shoot it. Which would seem the case, considering the Hurston security is also trying to tag what I assume is this constellation. There we go.
There, it's down.
I guess I really
Okay, they stopped moving. Okay, don't move, Garluth. Let's get close to one of those ships.
Yep.
If you can EVA, I mean, fly towards one of them.
All right, Garluth has that one. I'm gonna get another one.
Okay. Where is it, Garluth?
oh,
Right
I
next
see, right
to
in
you.
front of me.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I got one.
Actually, that's an Avenger. We don't want the Avenger. We don't want the
What do we
Avenger.
want?
I got the Hornet.
The
I'm on-
Lightning. The Lightning, F8 Lightning. This is the F7A.
The
Okay.
890, do not move. I'm approaching.
Okay, I just opened the F7A. I'm going to go and grab a gun. Don't mind me.
By the way, where is that hole you were talking about?
Sidearm. Ballistic. Sidearm. Here we go. Save. It's in the back. In the front. Why can't I? Uh-oh.
It's not letting you equip.
No, it's I'm equipped at it, but I can't pull it out. Here. Oh, now it probably pulled it out.
Oh,
It disappeared. It's moving again. Why? Oh,
I was trying to
890.
yeah, I was trying to shoot the pilot, and he was. I think they've made the pilots invincible.
Oh, now you. Oh no. So the next person. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. In the future, the pilot of the ship will be no crime stat. Okay. Somebody else does the crime, and they get to take it off on it. Okay, Justify. Look at you. Nice. Look at that. Oh, it's a beautiful. It's a beautiful. I don't know. I didn't unlock it, but
Just
I'm getting
out of
it.
coincidence, Justify. I rescued your pirate Gladius.
Okay, there. Hop in. Hop in. Bob Mitch.
Where's the?
So we're getting this one in.
Enter pilot seat.
No, don't get out. Don't get out. Okay,
Oh yeah,
it worked.
well, sit, getting this one in.
Is there a second seat? No. Okay. All right.
This
Kill
seems
the lights if you can,
ridiculous.
please. We're gonna enjoy this moment of sunset. If it hasn't, okay. I want everybody to enjoy this moment of sunset if we can. Okay.
I think you guys should.
And the ships behind me, if you guys can also pull back just a little bit because, yeah, no, it should be good now. Okay. Yeah. And Justify, if you can fly away on that
Yeah,
pirate.
I'm on it. I'm already on it.
Hey, look at you.
Unlock it and keep somebody inside.
Yeah. All right. Print screen. Look at these beauties.
Oh, sorry, there was a guy.
That was a bump.
Yeah.
That's okay. You just took up a win.
Sorry, man.
Turn on your lights if you can. Oh, you actually have to hold it on. No. I mean, just you guys can turn off your lights. Just
if it's.
Yeah. So there you go. Now they're on. Nice. Look at that. All right. Now I'm going to change the music and cool it down a little bit. We're going to have a nice quiet moment.
What are you guys doing?
You
You're
need
not
the
supposed to
formation,
have that.
formation flying after that, guys. Use the
Hey,
two.
Jack.
You have the formation flying after that.
You doing the police? You playing police right now?
If we want to do formation flying, we want to do it before the sun sets.
But In atmospheric flight conditions,
Oh!
Despawn.
Told you not to leave him landed for too long.
CAG give us.
CRG take away.
us. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to keep flying. Is that how it works?
Yeah, don't land it. Don't land it. Keep flying. He was able to do about an hour worth of footage.
Really?
Yeah, we can all get turns flying it if we just keep it moving.
Oh man.
Let's get another one.
It was fun while it lasted.
You know what? We could get another one. Let's get another one.
Okay.
You're like a kid.
Guys, just somebody spawn me any ship will